about if it's the 6th inning and we're up 2, I'm going with this pitcher. If we're up 1 in the 7th, I'm going to this pitcher. Like kind of assigning roles in your head.
Early on, for the most part, it'll be older guys. You know, we'll try to bring those young guys along, but the stuff that some of them have, just like the other day inside Gackle, was unbelievable for an inning. I mean, it was nothing but strikes, and he didn't go below 97 with a slider and a curveball and a changeup. But then it kind of goes away a little bit. You know, it's just the way it is when they're young. But Coach Hobbs and I have discussed it many times that we're not just going to, going into this season, we're not going to say that guy's our closer, because we feel like we've got guys who can just finish the game, whether they go 2 innings, 1 inning. We have to match up a little bit. We'll just kind of see what we see during the game. But yeah, I can't sit here and say that a certain pitcher is going to be our closer.
Do you like the way the outfield has crafted together?
Yeah, I mean, you always wish you could have one more. It's just the way coaches are. You know, whether it was a big power left-handed bat or something like that. But, you know, Diggs has done a tremendous job, and he just continues to hit and be a tough out. And he plays with a different swag, look about him now that I really like. And, you know, Wilmsmeyer in center is a really good defender. He didn't hit much in the fall. I just think new program, maybe just a lot of self-inflicted pressure, you know, going from one SEC school to another. But he's swinging the bat well now for us. And even if he doesn't hit, he's going to play defense with this team. And then left field, you know, it's going to be a little bit of a battle. You know, Jones hit a home run inside, because it went up like 415 feet, so we give him a home run when they hit it inside. And he's hit some balls good. And you know, then you look at Edmondson, he popped one the other day in a big situation, also had another hit. And Lovich, the left-handed hitter, you always could use a lefty against some of those crafty righties. And he's 20 pounds up from what he was in the fall, and I just feel like he's gonna make a push to play as well. So I really didn't answer your question. I think 2 of the spots are taken. Left field's still a battle, but you know, if we could get Jones's swing it like we know he does in batting practice, because he hits the ball harder day in, day out, every swing, because every swing is recorded, and it's pretty amazing.
Dave, I think the other day Bybee left his start early. I don't think he's starting today. Do you have an update on him?
Yeah, he's got a little bit of this hamstring issue. He did it over the holidays working out. I guess he tweaked it in the summer a little bit. It bothered him a little bit in the fall ball, but we're not throwing him this weekend, obviously. He's not throwing today. He's a little irritated with that. He wants to pitch, but we don't need to throw you. We need you to get healthy, because you've been throwing the ball good. You got another pitch or 2 this year, and bigger and stronger. Throws a lot of strikes. So, yeah, it's a little bit of a light hammy. He's got to keep it stretched out, and I'm hoping that it's maybe just one of those things that once it gets over the hump, it's done.
You mentioned Tucker Holland might redshirt this year. What's he dealing with?
So I don't know if I can tell you. It's not a surgery. It's more about it's a bone issue that is bothering him, and it might be just a situation where we have to let that heal for a while. And you know, there's no reason to try to rush him, because he could really get hurt.
There's always an excitement when baseball's rolling around, but you had to bring in extra tables today. Have you noticed that it's even more this year?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I didn't bring them in, but you know. Yeah, it was pretty cool to see this many people come out. It was a nice day. There's a lot of hype on the baseball program right now, and they know that we have a chance to be pretty good. And I think, you know, it's just all coming together for us. I think that if we can have a good month, it'll be just this big next month as well. So exciting for me as a coach, and our whole staff came to this one. They're all back with the players right now, but you know, just kind of keeps you motivated a little bit. We're motivated as it is, but it always helps.
Dave, would you like to go Smith, Molina, Tiger, and then Bybee or somebody for the opening weekend, or what do you think?
It'll probably be those 3 for sure. The first 3 you mentioned, and then Bybee could go on that Monday. It could be Colin Fisher, true freshman. He threw extremely well last weekend. I mean, it was really good, and his velocity's going up. The command is still there, and he could throw his changeup and his curveball anytime he wants for a strike. And well, that's special when you're left-handed. You can do that.
How would you assess Molina's preseason?
Well, he had a really good fall, although he didn't throw a ton of strikes in the fall. We didn't score on him. You know, a lot of 2-2, 3-2 counts, strikeout, fly ball. We didn't hit him. The other day we got him, and he got behind the count. And I think somebody is that when somebody hit a home run.
Diggs, huh?
Yeah, Diggs went down and got one, and or was that off? Did Diggs hit the home run off Smith?
He's hit one off
He's
both
hit
of
one
them.
off.
Yeah, so there you go. I mean, left on left against two really good lefties. So, yeah, I mean, how do I assess it? He's going to be better than he's been his first couple outings, I really feel.
You mentioned that was the first day you did the starting lineup, kind of loaded up on one side. How good was it to see them get after a pitcher that you know is good
Yeah.
and get someone that y'all hadn't really hit before?
Yeah, they fought him. I mean, even the outs were hard. They were tough outs. He had to fight to get him out. Pitch count was getting up, and I commented about it after the scrimmage. Both teams really did a good job of, you know, you had Molina going against Smith, and you had both teams make two quick outs. And then the third out, they had to fight. They both won through 20 pitches, 1 through 18, and they both had 2 outs under 5 pitches. So our hitters did a good job, and that's how you win on a Friday night. You get that starter's pitch count up. You get to that bullpen. The other team coach started getting a little nervous, thinking, I still got 2 more games to play. I'm gonna, you know, you have to do a lot of thinking when your starter's pitch count gets up on game 1 of a series.
Speaking of the bullpen, what does yours look like at the back end now?
Well, you know, kind of answered it earlier. We're not going to just, you know, designate a closer or announce a closer. We're going to use probably 3 or 4 guys and just let them go. I mean, if you put McIntyre in the 7th, he may probably be better in the 8th and the 9th. You know, you could do that with Gage Wood as well. A few other guys. There's a couple of our freshmen that, honestly, I trust them to go get the last 3 outs of the game. Now, I don't know if I want them going and getting a bunch more right now, but for 1 inning, adrenaline, everything going on, they throw it over the plate and their stuff's really good.
You mentioned the conversation you had with Hagan about maybe pulling him in inning early. What was his kind of reaction to that? How difficult is that for?
You know, he just kind of looked at me funny. Hagan is a great teammate, and he's never going to say much. You know, he's going to, you know, I know what he's thinking when it happens, because it's going to happen. If we got a 6-run lead in the 6th, and he's up to 85 pitches, he doesn't need to go 105. He doesn't, you know, these are the things that, and a lot of times I tell Coach Hobbs, we need to get him. Because, you know, a pitch goes, just let him go back. But now's important, but later's more important. So if we can save an inning here and there, it might help us down the road.
You've done that with a lot of good pitchers in the past. Do you ever say, hey, why don't you call Hagan and explain to him why you're in the big leagues now, or you're in AAA or whatever, why this is a good?
Yeah, I mean, that'd be something if we had him fighting us, but he's not going to fight us on it. He gets it. I mean, he's been in all the roles. He's been a middle reliever. He's been a closer. He's been a starter. He's grown up, you know, from those experiences as far as knowing I don't need to go out in the first inning and throw every pitch 99 miles an hour. I need to be able to pitch at 95, 97, and we'd rather have him go 93, 97 when he needs it in the 5th. And so you have to hold some back, and he has to pitch, you know, use his changeup and his cutter, and he's learning to do that, and he knows for him to be a starter here and at the next level, he's got to go out there and show people that.
From your seat, how have you seen the chemistry continue to develop with Stovall and Aloy?
It's been good. It's been good, you know, because Peyton didn't play catch all fall when we were on the field. He was doing all his rehab and all his work. So when we came back first day of practice, Aloy was playing catch with like Jared Sprague-Lott, who's his roommate. Well, he's more of a third baseman. And so I went up to Peyton and I said, hey, you're going to play catch with that guy? And then I went, you know, and he goes, yeah. And then Aloy, I said, you're going to play catch. And so now that's his throwing partner. That's just the way it works. They just need to know each other. They need to have a feel if they're going to flip it or backhand it, or they just need to know each other and know the spin of the ball, everything. But I feel like Vaheva's really, really easy to get along with. He's not super loud. He's fun to be around. The guys all like him, and I think he's really enjoying his time here.
Yeah, Peyton said he was kind of quiet. Took him a while to start talking, and then obviously culturally they're just different too.
Yeah.
But once he kind of opened up, he's been fun to be around.
Yeah, he's. I mean, on his visit, he wasn't feeling real good on his visit, and he ended up going and getting his gallbladder taken out. I don't know if you guys know all this. Oh, that's a good story down the road for you. 'cause he was going to go play in the Cape, and after he committed to us from the airport, gave him one more shot. I called him at the airport before he got on the plane. He committed and canceled his other trips because he might be wearing another uni. It was scary, but he went back. He'd been having problems. He played with stomach issues all spring last year, and they took his gallbladder out. He's been fine ever since. So, yeah, he was super quiet on his visit, and we hoped he liked it. We felt like he did, but that's kind of just his personality.
So maybe if you need your gallbladder removed, you're not as talkative too, right?
I know I wouldn't be. I'd be a little bit
Lights
irritable.
out, and I'm still talking.
A lady at our table wants to know.
Uh-oh.
She said that since you know the schedule for 12 years, are you committed for 12 more years coaching?
No, no. Oh, man, I'd be an old guy there. I'm already old enough, but no. Tell her.
I saw D1 Baseball had Peyton Stovall as like the number 48 second baseman, which I thought was interesting. Do you think that's probably good for him mentally to kind of fly under the radar a little bit and just go out there and play ball and see what happens?
Yeah. So I got that. I looked I know 2 names that were 1 and 2, and then I just moved on to the next tweet or whatever it was I was looking at. But they don't know. They don't know yet. They know what could be, but he has to do, or think about it, his first year he played first base. His second year he was fielding really well, but his arm bothering him all year, and it's hard to swing a bat when your shoulder's got a tear in it, and he fought through it. It's a different swing now. It's different, and yeah, I'm sure he's on a mission. Let's just put it that way.
He was below Ethan Bates, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah, I love Ethan, but anyway.
Dave, I know it's a couple years away, but I think the SEC tournament format for the coming years when it goes to 16 teams was announced. Just what are your thoughts on that format?
Yeah, it starts in 25, and my thoughts, so we only had so many options. So when we broke down option, that was the option that I preferred. I think what it does, it gives the teams that did well during the league, the grind, a chance to get a bye or 2. Now, I'm not in love with single elimination, but if you finish in the top 4, you get 2 days off. You finish in the top maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, you get 1 day off, something like that. And the way you look at it is, okay, I would hate to be the number 1 seed having to play a 16, and they didn't throw the race on the weekend because they knew they have to win the tournament. This makes more sense. You can line your pitching back up. And if you finish way down, and hopefully it doesn't happen to us, then you should have to win some games there to get in. And but at least you still get to go to the tournament. You get to work out a little bit. You win, you get to play again. When you get to play again, you win 2, you're probably in the championship game, I think. So I think that's the way it works. You could win 3 games and win the championship. Man, that's a lot better. That's a lot better than having to win 4, maybe even 5, and maybe even 6 if you lost first day.
You mentioned catching in there. You know, Parker obviously caught most of the games last year. Where does he fit in the catching depth chart? Or
You know, I don't want to go through 1, 2, or 3 because it's really tight. You know, and the thing is changing the subject a little bit, Polk has done really well. I mean, he's hit the ball like home runs, doubles, and he's caught better. You know, but with Roland, I mean, he's the experienced guy as far as here. You know, it's a tough one. So then it might come down to who's going to hit. So, you know, if one guy's really hitting, then that's the guy that's probably going to catch over somebody else if they're other things are equal. I mean, there won't be one guy that's catching every game this year. It'll be broken up between probably 3, and you know, midweek games. If Helfrich catches a game on the weekend or 2, whatever he does, but if he's not the everyday starter, you're going to see him a lot in the midweek, and then it becomes tough because you got to develop guys. So if you got a freshman and a senior, I mean, what would you do as a coach? You're probably going to play the guy if everything's the same. Another guy's a better hitter, and that's your future. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
the best catching depth you've had.
Oh yeah.
Numbers-wise.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, usually you hope you have one good one and real good one and one that's going to be. Just needs a little time. If you had a third guy that plays another position, you know, that's a really good catching situation with having 2.5, so to speak. But having really 4 guys that could catch, and it's a great situation, but it's also a hard situation.
The scrimmage the other day, what were your takeaways from that?
The two, or which one? Both of them?
Yeah, whatever you want to comment. I guess was it the Saturday one that was close?
Yeah, well, I actually loved it. I mean, the team that was older, starters, whatever you want to call them, they jumped out 4-0 after they chipped away and took advantage of an error and a walk, and that's how you beat good pitchers. They give you extra outs, and they also left a runner at third with one out and give the pitcher credit. So there was the fifth run they should have had, and then the next inning, the other team comes out, gets a hit, bang, scores a run. The next thing you know, they had a grand slam or something like that, and they're winning. And then I challenged the team when they come in. I said, this is going to happen during the season. You guys need to respond. We got a leadoff single and then a homer. First two guys, they had to lead again. So it was good both ways. You got to see a lot there.
Coach, this is that.
Okay.
Thanks,
Thanks,
man.
Dave.
Let me see.